Hello and welcome to the Father and Son podcast. I'm the father, Graham Miller. Here's my son, Toby.
Yellow.
And we're talking about, this is a nice title for a race.
Yep.
The Formula One Pirelli British Grand Prix 2026.
That's good, because it used to be like... is it Emirates? Or like, no, Qatar Airways British Grand Prix, which I thought was kind of silly.
But Pirelli's a tyre company, okay, they're Italian, but that's to do with cars and racing, and that's it.
What would be a good British sponsor to have?
Oh, I mean, there's like British car companies like Jaguar Land Rover.
Formula One. Oh, that's Indian now, isn't it?
Oh, well, they still make them here, don't they?
Formula One Jammy Dodgers British Grand Prix 2026.
I don't know, JLR or Nissan or something.
Japanese.
Yeah, but Nissan factory, all our micros come from Sunderland.
Oh. Yeah.
Anyway, before we talk about the actual race,
yes,
should we talk about Lego?
So the most important race of the weekend, do you mean?
Well, yeah, there was a lot of chatter on the socials.
Yeah.
Where there were rumours that Lewis Hamilton was going to boycott the Lego race, which people were appalled by because it's a laugh.
Well, I don't think he was going to boycott it as much as he was saying, I can't be bothered to do that.
Well, yeah, but I actually found one article that really explained it a lot more clearly based on what he actually said.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's...
In modern sports journalism.
I had to dig for it, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Basically, a race weekend is like Thursday through to Sunday night.
Yeah.
The drivers are ridiculously busy. They've got press duties, they've got meet and greets, they've got actual track time, they've got sponsorship, they've got mandated press conferences.
They've got meetings with like their engineers and stuff.
Oh yeah, like technical meetings. And, you know, their nutritionists and their physios. But he said, look, FIA, probably actually more FOM, Formula One Management, and Lego's co-sponsorship deal probably generates billions. It definitely generates millions and millions of pounds.
Yeah.
And that is a really big income stream. And his point simply was, in all his contracts, nobody's mentioned the Lego races.
Yeah.
So basically he turns up and does it kind of as a favour to two enormous companies that are making a fortune out of it. Because, I mean, you can't actually watch Formula One without wanting to buy Lego now. It's really heavily cross-advertised.
Well, you go into the supermarkets and they've got Lego F1 sets, proper official ones.
Oh yeah, and it's just kind of all over it. And I think his point wasn't that he didn't want to do it or he couldn't be bothered, but it was out of contract way for other people to make money off his name and image. And take out of his time. And I think maybe Verstappen or some of the other drivers said it's also actually not risk-free because, I mean, it was absolutely hilarious and chaos. But they were, like, cutting across the gravel. They were spinning each other out. They were...
Yeah.
Also, I've seen a photo. Was Mohammed Ben Sulayem in there?
Yes. So they all got individual carts.
Yeah.
Because they did this before, I think, Miami.
Yeah, Miami last year or the year before?
Yeah, but they only had 10 carts, one for each team.
Yeah.
And they had both drivers in each. But this time they all had an individual cart made of Lego.
Yeah.
Well, Lego on a, regular go-kart chassis.
Yeah.
But MBS got into a FIA branded cart. They didn't have any Lego on it.
Oh, that's weird.
Which I think, as a lot of people have said, it seems like he just turned up and said, "Oh, I want to go. Give me a car, I'll do it." And they didn't have enough time. It wasn't like part of the plan. They just kind of shoehorned his way in.
He's a bit autocratic, isn't he?
Well, haven't they just voted to remove term limits on the FIA presidency?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's now leader for life, I think.
A dictator for life, yeah.
Well, as they had that weird thing with South America, you got to have one representative from each of the member regions. It's like playing Risk, isn't it?
Yeah.
To sponsor you or to nominate you to become FIA president. And the only one in the South American region is Mrs. Eccleston, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
And she goes for MBS, so nobody else can even get nominated to stand against him. And I know there was a legal case in France to try and kind of derail it, but I don't know if that actually succeeded.
Well, I'm guessing not.
No. I think, last I heard, I think it was like, oh, we'll delay it and we'll let the election go ahead and we'll maybe issue judgment later, and that kind of weird legal, this could take years type of way.
Yeah. Also, sorry if you can hear cars going past, because I've got my windows open.
Yeah, I think everybody has in this weather. We're in the middle of another heat wave here. I think track temperature at Silverstone was like 50 to 60 again.
Yeah, it wasn't the peak of the heat wave, but it was just beginning, I think, when the race happened.
Pre-practice 1.
Yeah.
Again, people predicted that the Ferraris would struggle because it's a high-power track, Silverstone.
Yeah.
It's not quite a lot of long straights, but it's a combination of straights and really fast swooping corners, and the Maggots, Copse, Beckett's complex of just like foot down and swoop through it corners. And
yeah, Maggots and Beckett's.
I'm gonna say, as I said that, I thought I've got that in the wrong order, haven't I?
Yeah, Copse is the fast right-hander where Hamilton punted Verstappen a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I don't actually know all of them, but you got like the Hanger Straight, the Sir Lewis Hamilton Straight.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I love the fact that Silverstone is like the first ever race they had in modern Formula One World Championship.
Yeah.
And I think it's like started in the 20s or something, and then they just got an old World War II airfield and raced around the perimeter roads at first.
Yeah. I mean, it used to be RAF Silverstone, which was a airfield.
Well, I think, given the Wellington Strait, I think it's a bomber base then.
Yeah, Royal Air Force Bomber Station.
Yeah. I just love the kind of ancientness. I mean, in a way, it's kind of like Monaco, but Monaco has got the kind of glitz and the glamour, and it's actually quite a hard circuit. It's like the slowest, and they literally redesigned the steering to get round it.
Yeah, it's like, it's got the history of Monaco, while also actually being a track that if it was built today, you'd go, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of, they've evolved it and it's kept modern, because basically it's an airfield in the middle of a big flat plain. Yeah, it's not like a principality surrounded by cliffs and the sea. They can actually involve it. But yeah, Ferrari were meant to do badly this weekend. But yeah. They topped. They were 1 and 3 in free practice. And I mean, to be honest, I think Lewis Hamilton gets about 3 or 4 tenths.
From the crowd.
Yeah, and just from being there.
And he does like it as a circuit, I think, as well. Because he was good there when there were no crowds, right? So it's not just the crowds, it's...
Yeah, I mean, I actually said... and I think we should do this one day with a simulator. Lewis Hamilton could probably drive the circuit blindfold by this point.
Yeah, I reckon so.
But I reckon a simulator and Hamilton blindfold would just be absolutely pure quality.
Yes. And probably safer than doing it in a car.
I'm trying to think. 07. Yes, it's his 20th time here, isn't it?
Yeah. Or 21st, because in 2020 they ran the F1's 75th anniversary Grand Prix at Silverstone.
Oh yeah, so technically he's won 9 British Grand Prix, which is more than anybody's ever won at a single track. Plus he's actually won the 70...
Did he win the 75th?
Yeah, he won that one as well in 2020. 70th.
So when they say British Grand Prix, how many wins does he have at Silverstone?
10. In 21 appearances.
Or does he have 9 British Grand Prix? Or does he have 9 Silverstone victories? Are you looking it up? Or
no, I think the 70th anniversary one was at Silverstone as well, and I think he won that as well.
But I'm saying, do they include that?
Most of the stats don't. Most of the stats put him on 9. But yeah, I mean, it's his home ground, isn't it? We said before he's popular in a lot of countries, but I mean, this year attendance was the biggest attendance for any race weekend ever.
Yeah.
And you could just see it was like a party. There were like I've seen videos of Lewis walking out on stage. They had concerts. They had a fairground. They had the Lando stand.
Mm.
I can't remember, who was Lando talking to about when he's going to get his own stand? I think it might have been Russell.
Well, when Russell's going to get his own stand.
And Lando was actually really kind of polite and politic about it. It's like, well, when you have the fans, really. I mean, you know, it might be called Lando stand, but they all support all the British drivers. You know, you look in there and you can see LH44 caps and GR63s. So he was actually quite kind of humble about it, and he was like, it's not like I chose it, it's just happened.
Just to go back a bit, Hamilton didn't win the 70th anniversary Grand Prix.
Damn.
He came second to Verstappen.
Oh, well, there we are.
I think it was the previous race, which would have been the British Grand Prix.
It's one of his 9.
I think, is that the one where he finished on 3 wheels?
Probably, yeah.
Because I remember people were saying it was kind of a shame we didn't get the crowd for that, because they'd have gone absolutely ballistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Russell.
Anyway.
Russell had a bit of an off weekend, to be honest.
Yeah.
He just wasn't. I mean, pre-practice he was a yawning 4/10 off Antonelli.
Yeah.
And over 6/10 off Lewis.
Mm.
So pre-practice went Lewis Hamilton, Kimi Antonelli, Charles Leclerc and George Russell.
Which is, I think, kind of the story of the season.
Kind of where we're settling out to. And then it's Piastri, Verstappen, Norris, Hadjar.
Again, that's almost like a second category.
Yeah.
We've almost got like 4 categories now, because we've got those 4. Then we've got the Alpines versus RB for the whole season. Although in free practice, the Audis were getting up in there as well.
Yeah.
And then you've got the back markers.
See, I think there's more movement possible in the midfield. You've got Alpine and Racing Bulls, but then I think Haas are... Yeah, Ollie Behrman's only just behind Lindblad and ahead of Colapinto.
Yeah, this is just practice.
Yeah, no, I mean in terms of the overall standings.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, I think it's a bit more...
We've got to see some development as well.
Yeah.
Shall we talk... It was a sprint weekend.
Yeah.
Sprint quali was on at like 4:30 on a Friday.
I mean, there's no time adjustments. We were...
But, well, I was at work because I got a new job
where
I work real hours, 9 to 5.
But you actually have to turn up, don't you?
But my new boss, luckily, is very good, very chill. And even though I didn't tell him about the F1, it was like, at 4:30, it was like, I'm going to go home soon, so you can go if you want.
Yeah.
So I listened to it on the radio, on BBC Sounds.
Oh, cool.
And my drive was... my drive basically took the whole session, which was nice.
Now, qualifying 1 was terrifying. Because Russell missed a corner.
Oh yeah, he just went off, didn't he?
And he slid across the gravel. And it looked like he beached.
Well, he buried it in the thing.
Yeah, well, not buried it, but if you beach, there's like a big hump of gravel and you can't get your rear wheels down. And it looked like he'd hit the barriers. He was off at Luffield in a huge runoff. And somehow, and I don't know how, he got it going again, managed to turn it without wiping out the front end, came into the pits, and then, he just locked up and went straight ahead. And it looked like, and obviously if you do that in Q1, you've had it. You know,
that would be...
Yeah, he actually hit the front left wing.
Yeah, he bent it.
But then somehow he got it going again. Came back in the pits and had enough time on the clock. It was basically new nose cone, new tyres, don't care about any damage, and he just went out there and absolutely sent it.
Yeah.
Which... And
then didn't go out in Q1.
No, he got through, but I mean in Q1 his time was 1:29.985. So I'm looking where the 1:30 start. Yeah, I think he got it up into 10th ahead of Gabby Bortoleto. Which, normally, I mean, Hulkenberg was ahead of him. Normally that would be terrifying. Lindblad, Lawson were ahead of him. Piastri. So normally you'd be like, oh my god, what have I done?
Yeah.
But under the circumstances, it was just...
Kept cool.
Well, yeah, I mean that, no matter how well it's going, we said this about Austria, he's just got, really lifted in qualifying just enough to still get pole.
He does stay composed, if nothing else, Russell.
Yeah, well, he's experienced and he knows the rules, and yeah, you can say he's a bit keen to go to the stewards and say this and say that, but you can actually do the job.
But also having that kind of forethought in the car to know what's the right thing to do.
Yeah, never ever take your harness and headrest off, basically.
Yeah, unless the car's actually on fire, like in Canada.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but you've got to kind of sit there for a second and think,
how
bad is it?
Yeah.
Engine's still running, pop it into neutral, have a think for a second, and then...
Yeah.
Ocon, Bottas, Colapinto, Perez, Stroll, Alonso.
It was quite a standard...
Oh, it was, but one Alpine and one Haas.
Are you looking at the sprint quali?
Oh, sorry, yes. Oh, hold on, what am I... Oh, I was looking at the wrong qualifying.
Yeah. Because I was looking at the sprint quali, and it's a bit of they were saying a Noah's Ark Q1, SQ1.
Oh.
Because it's Behrman, Ocon, Perez, Bottas, Alonso, Stroll.
I've just got entirely the wrong qualifying. We'll just edit that and put it in about 10 minutes' time.
Yeah, I'll definitely edit that out, don't worry.
Yeah, no, you won't. It was Noah's Ark. It's just a shame. Behrman was out by such a small margin, I think 100th of a second.
Yeah. I can see the gap to Sainz was 100th.
Yeah.
His home race. The Haas is not very good, unfortunately, anymore.
No.
And then even in SQ2 it was nearly Noah's Ark.
2 Alpine. Yeah, it was. 2 Alpine, 2 Williams, 2 Alpines.
Yeah, but they weren't actually 2x2 because Gasly got 11th and Colapinto 14th.
Yeah, and I think Gasly nearly got into SQ3 as well, didn't he? No, not really.
No, because Norris was last, so it was actually 4. It was actually 800ths.
Oh, yeah.
So not. I say that's not a massive or that's not a tiny gap, but can we even perceive 800ths of a second? Do you think?
Well, no. I don't know how long a blink is, but it's probably longer than that.
The time gaps are just ridiculous at F1 level.
Yeah, especially now as people are starting to get a handle on the regs.
Yeah, and we've seen it especially because this track, I think, was they changed the regs on harvesting and super clipping.
Yeah.
But I still think it was quite a bad track for it, because clearly you could see which teams got the deployment right and which ones didn't.
Yeah, they were saying in the race, both the sprint and the regular race, that a lot of the overtaking and the skill was no longer, oh yeah, so-and-so has found a new line through this corner. It was more like, oh yeah, they found a new way to harvest in different parts of the track. And then when they come up behind their opponent, they can deploy while their battery's empty. And it's a bit like...
Yeah.
It is what it is, so...
Yeah. I think it'll get better in future years.
Yeah, I think they're already starting to make changes.
And obviously MBS wants V8s back.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's a great idea, but... I think there has to be a reason behind it. And I think what he's doing is playing into the nostalgia.
But also, it is a spectacle.
Yeah, it's fair enough. They're still very loud and very fast, even in these regs, to be fair.
Well, yeah, but it's...
I think Gabriel Bortoletto said we're actually still going ridiculous speeds through these corners.
Yeah,
and we're still having to race and drive properly.
Yeah. Even with the clipping.
We can't complain. We just got to try and fix something, but we have got to still acknowledge that it's still Formula 1.
I don't know which lap it was, which part of the weekend it was. But there's a trace floating around of Hamilton. And I think it was corners 7 through to about 16?
Yeah.
Without hitting the brake pedal.
What, just
throttle.
Deploying, yeah.
You
Or
just
harvesting. Engine
just
braking.
throttle, lift off throttle to harvest throttle. So it's like 3,000 metres of Silverstone without touching the brakes.
Yeah.
Which, again, as we said, he knows the track.
Yeah.
But also, that's just, like, ridiculous in a way.
I think this is the worst track for it because it's lots of high-speed corners. So you're kind of full throttle for as long as possible.
Yeah, I think Alonso's complaining about Japan as well, where, you know, the
S's.
The S's and the 130R and Spoon used to be like, how much full throttle can you take them? And now they're like, oh, how much can I harvest?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I see both. I see why people don't like it. But I think people who are like, oh, it's not Formula 1 anymore, it's the worst thing ever. They still have to get in and push the throttle pedal to make it go round.
Yeah, I actually think, in a way, I think the off-throttle blown diffuser era of Vettel was almost worse in a way.
Because they could actually just take every corner flat, almost.
Yeah, and let the car kind of sort it out. You had so much kind of grip, even off-throttle.
Yeah, it was better back in the, 1920s. That was proper racing.
When they had, like, cork helmets and oil everywhere.
Helmets? I think you mean an aviator's cap.
Well, yeah.
Maybe some goggles if he,
Well, yeah, you see
the weather allows.
races and they had, like, black faces with, like, outlines of the goggles because the amount of total loss oil.
Yeah,
anyway.
It's like, this guy's got a 7-litre V12 in his car and it makes a staggering 105 horsepower.
Yeah?
Yeah, anyway.
Back in 2026. Yeah, Lewis...
Sprint pole for Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, and I think it was one of those really exciting ones where I think it was going to be Max Verstappen, then it was Kimi Antonelli, then it was Lewis Hamilton.
By only like 100th of a second as well.
Yeah, 0.011 of a second.
Very, very close, but also very cool for him to get a sprint pole at least.
Yeah.
At home. Again, in a Ferrari.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, the whole weekend has just been ridiculous. I'm just looking up how long does a blink take.
That's another session where Hamilton very much has the measure of Leclerc.
Yeah.
Whether it's just that he's gotten more used to the car, or it's because it's his home race.
I think his home race made a big difference.
Yeah.
We were saying before we hit the red button, the sprint kind of settled down to be fairly dull.
It felt like, to me, it was the most obvious race. It was the race where the harvesting thing was most obvious since, like, Australia. Because Australia was a really weird race, because nobody really knew what they were doing with the harvesting.
Yeah, and people like Max were really early to adopt the smash through the gears coming into a corner, so you go through them with really high revs and
harvest loads of energy.
Yeah.
But I think this sprint was a bit similar in that you could tell some overtakes were just like ridiculously easy.
I think Antonelli getting past Hamilton in lap 8 was like that, and that was about the only real action.
Yeah, it was just sort of Antonelli hanging around Hamilton for a bit.
And then, like I say, working out the deployment strategy to get past him. Alonso had a spin, having a tag with Perez, which again is kind of back of the grid, really.
Yeah. I'm going to say first racing session this year.
Yeah.
With 22 classified finishers.
Probably, yeah.
Well, I can see it on my spreadsheet, so it is.
Ah.
But I also think... I actually can't remember... I need to write it down, but I think the last time that happened was the 2016 Mexican Grand Prix.
Is that because there were 22 drivers?
Yeah. But that's like a Crofty stat, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
I tweeted a stat at him once and he actually responded.
Oh, what did he tweet?
This was a couple of years ago because I was still using Twitter. But I said, I think one of the free practices fell on the 29th of February.
Yeah.
And I said the first time this has happened in like 20 years, and he was like, cool stat, I'll look into it. But I don't know if he ever said it on air.
I don't remember that, but it would have been 2 years ago, wouldn't it?
Probably. I don't remember. Or 2 years ago, I think.
Well, it had to be because it was at least either 2 years or 6 years ago.
It might have been 6 years ago because it might have been a weird COVID. Because they cancelled 2020, didn't they? So it wouldn't have been in February.
Yeah.
Anyway, talk about off topic.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was Antonelli. Again, like you say, it's another bad session for Leclerc because somehow he managed to go backwards to 5th.
Well, it's good for Norris.
Yeah,
he was fairly anonymous for most of the weekend and kind of out of nowhere got a podium.
Yeah, I mean, Norris seems to have that knack this season of just kind of being nowhere. I think both McLarens do this. They're not in wheel-to-wheel barging kind of fights with anybody. And then all of a sudden they're in like 3rd, 4th, 5th.
Well, it's like the George Russell meme for a long time was does nothing P3.
Yeah.
Whereas now I think that's a bit of a Norris thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and Piastri dropped down to 7th, which again is a bit... I don't think we really saw him much on the coverage.
No, well, McLaren have sort of fallen backwards overall pace-wise to about where Red Bull are, I think.
Yeah, remind me of that when we talk about like the gossip and the rumours.
Yes. McLaren and Red Bull.
Yeah, oh no, more than that, McLaren and Mercedes.
Ooh. Anyway.
Yeah, let's go on to main qualifying, which I've already absolutely spoiled for us.
Well, the sprint classification.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Antonelli, Hamilton, Norris. So Antonelli does get points on Russell and everybody.
Yeah.
And also, he hasn't actually won a Grand Prix since Monaco. So that's his first, win, in inverted commas, since then. Yeah, it's actually fairly significant, I think, that he's still got it, in a way. It's not collapsed for him yet.
It's not like a Piastri level collapse from last year, is it?
Well, not yet, but we'll see. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like he's got a challenge, but he's still got the actual pace to get there.
I mean, the real thing now will be the head game between him and Russell and the Ferraris.
I don't see anyone winning that but Hamilton, because he's probably done more races than all 4 of them combined, to be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, the question is, Antonelli's very young and he's very fast, but can he actually hold it together when they start piling the pressure on him?
Well, that's what we saw with Piastri last year.
Yeah.
Russell 4th, Charles 5th, Verstappen 6th, Piastri 7th. Don't know what happened to Hadjar. He got done by Lawson. It looks like it was quite close, actually.
Yeah.
Which is, again, quite a sort of significant and symbolic moment.
I think Hadjar struggles with the starts quite badly.
Both of them do, I think, to be honest.
I think Hadjar tends to spin up the rears on the start and then just kind of has to make up. The number of times we hear, and that was a good recovery drive from Hadjar, considering his start, and you kind of think...
But I think what happens is, the RBPT, we know it has the best internal combustion engine.
Yeah.
Clearly the energy side of things is a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's bad at starting. Verstappen's got the expertise and experience to push through it sometimes.
Yeah.
But maybe Hadjar just gets frustrated and just dumps a load of throttle and spins up the rears instead. And gets bogged
but
down.
you don't have any battery off the start, so...
Yeah, that is true, actually.
Actually, that's significant, because Lawson got the last point, and normally in a 4-top team, there aren't many points going in a sprint.
But the fact that it was Lawson and then Hadjar in the place behind him is like, ooh, you know.
Yeah, Lindblad in 10th in his home race.
Again, Racing Bulls are kind of the 5th fastest team now, I think.
Yeah, a couple of Alpines.
And then it's Alpines. Not bad from Audi, actually. Feel like they're moving forward a bit.
Yeah. I mean, considering it's basically a new engine, isn't it, in the Audi?
Yeah. Which, again, I don't think gets talked about enough, really. The fact that Audi have started making Formula 1 powertrains, and they're actually kind of more reliable even than the Mercedes.
Yeah, not powerful enough, but reliable.
Are better than the Honda.
Yeah. The Honda and the Aston Martin, I mean,
Yeah. So main qualifying, as you said.
Yeah. Apparently Russell went off in qualifying 1.
Oh, yeah. You did mention that already.
Yes. And we covered it.
Were you supposed to say... Did you say that about sprint when it actually happened in the...
Yeah, I thought I was talking about the sprint qualifying.
Yeah, don't like sprints.
What's that?
Yeah, don't like sprints anymore. They're too confusing.
It's just my old brain. I think they're actually really nice because they kind of do the job in that... I think when they had sprints that kind of set the grid, it was a bit weird, or when they interleaved.
Yeah.
But it's almost like you've got a Friday, Saturday morning race, and then you've got a Saturday afternoon, Sunday race, so it's all kind of...
And I think less practice does make sprints chaotic.
Yeah, it makes the whole weekend kind of compressed, because you've really got to get on your...
And it makes the practice session... well, it makes Fridays more valuable to the circuits selling tickets.
Yeah.
Because you've got the only practice session which you know will have loads of action. Because they're cramming in as much testing as they can.
Yeah.
And you've got a competitive session that, a couple of hours later.
And sprint qualifying is basically strap tyres on, put fuel in, and just drive the whole session.
Yeah.
It's not like, we're going to sit in our cars and wait for 10 minutes and then pop out. Get a hot.
I heard the BBC Sport commentators saying that they think they should make sprint SQ3 like 4 minutes long.
Oh my god.
So you just get everybody out all at once. Out lap, hot lap, grid. That's it.
Yeah. Very appropriately for a Formula 1 podcast. Your brother is just revving up his micro outside.
Oh, well, I've got cars driving outside my window, so...
Oh yeah, but his micro's got a UEL manifold on it.
What's UEL stand for, then?
Unequal length.
Oh, so it makes it more burbly.
Oh yeah, it's got a lovely burble, actually. Even for an old guy like me, it's not like some of these cars are a bit kind of raspy and crackly.
Yeah, I hate cars that sound like that. There's a souped-up Range Rover near where I used to live that sounded appallingly bad. But whoever was driving it obviously loved it because they revved it, getting out of a junction into a 20 zone, they'd be on the limiter. It's like, what's the point?
That should be on a Rover V8. It's hard to make them sound bad.
What, a Range Rover?
Yeah.
It was a modern Range Rover.
Oh, I'm not sure. Anyway, yes.
Which are probably some, BMW, super tech.
Yeah. Unsurprisingly... Oh, Lance Stroll out-qualified his teammate again.
Yeah?
I don't know how much longer Alonso's going to put up with this.
I don't know. He had fun during the Lego race, Alonso.
Yeah.
Because he won, actually.
Did he stay on the track?
Yeah. Which is that kind of who would win in equal machinery. That's the closest thing we've had in years.
Yeah, I mean, nobody else, I think part of that was...
Well, Hamilton was
when Senna entered that race of champions, everybody else was like, oh, it's a laugh, and he was like, how can I optimise this?
Yeah, I saw Hamilton was actually scrolling on his phone while driving, which I don't think is very good role model behaviour, but
No. So both Aston Martins out in Q1. Perez, Bottas sent it above an Alpine, that's awesome.
Did Bottas out-qualify... Oh, yeah, out-qualified Colapinto.
And then, like you say, Haas were struggling.
Yeah. Williams as well, which is a shame.
Both out at the back of Q2, which again, also at, Silverstone, which is basically a home track for them.
Yeah. It's not great.
And if you'd gone back 20 years and said, oh yeah, 2 Williams will qualify 15th and 16th at Silverstone,
you'd go, oh, they must have had a technical issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the rest of it kind of went...
It's kind of as expected.
Verstappen, actually, Hadjar out-qualified Verstappen, that's unusual.
And also Bortoletto 11th.
Yeah, he had a very good weekend, and you're right, that Audi engine...
Suddenly, yeah.
Hulkenberg in 13th, where he got a podium last year, but it's coming together.
Yeah, and actually... Well, yeah. It was just a good weekend for Bortoletto and Audi in general.
And you're right, the 2 Racing Bulls rounded out the top 10 because the major 4 got through after Russell's scare.
Yeah.
So we had Antonelli and Leclerc on the front row, Antonelli on pole.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Hamilton didn't seem to have the pace he did in sprint quali.
I think it was a bit weird because I think the track was rubbering in and also the temperature was changing, so I think it was quite hard to read.
Yeah.
But then it was Hamilton and Russell on the next row. And then Hadjar and Norris on the third row.
Yeah, P5 from Hadjar is very good.
Well, when his teammate Verstappen's in 7th, that's awesome.
Yeah. And again, he's just roughly where he needs to be most of the time.
And, I mean, it's difficult to say because, you know, Horner did brilliant things for a team that came from literally nowhere.
Yeah.
But without Horner and Marco around, you look at how much happier and settled and on it, Hadjar is than any of his predecessors. I mean, even Perez, who's an experienced old hand, was kind of beaten down by the system, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So, right, there you go. A blink is 100 milliseconds, 1/10. Can sometimes last up to 4/10.
Wow. So actually, if you blinked, you'd go from Antonelli down to behind Russell?
Well, if it's a slow blink, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. They're ridiculously tight. Almost to the extent that if you were sort of watching in person, watching them cross the line together, I don't think you'd be able to tell. Maybe that gap between, down from Antonelli down to Russell, is that about 3/10? You might be able to detect that, barely.
Yeah, people do graphics of like the distance between them, on a straight. So you've got like Antonelli at the front, and you can see how far behind Leclerc and then Hamilton and then Russell would be, so you can actually see it in a kind of graphical format.
Yeah.
There's not many car links.
No.
But yeah, Lindblad qualifying 9th at his home Grand Prix is awesome. Actually, we had Lindblad, Norris, Russell, and Hamilton all in top 10.
Just Behrman missing.
Behrman. And I mean, a lot of people were talking about, I lost him now, Albon, who was actually born in London.
Yes, but he races under the Thai flag.
He races under the Thai flag. He's born in London. He speaks English like.
But he has done a lot of work with Thailand.
Oh, yeah.
He has, I imagine the motorsport scene there has probably seen an uptick because of him. And he got, sponsorship money for the team from the Thai government, I think.
Oh,
so it's not performative, it is kind of like his heritage.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But also in terms of, a British Grand Prix.
He probably... Well, just given that there isn't a Thai Grand Prix, to be brutally honest.
Well, that too. That also makes a difference.
If I were him, I would treat it like my home race.
Yeah.
Well, if Verstappen gets Belgium, then... And Austria.
Yeah. Race day, Sunday afternoon in Britain.
Yeah. I think it wasn't terribly interesting at the start, for a long time, really. I know there was a big pile up at the start, wasn't there? Not pile up, but we saw the start, and then some incident happened that we caught very briefly, and then about 36 years later, the TV directors decided to show us the incident on replay.
Well, it's not a British driver or any of the front four, so...
Well, no, it was... Piastri got caught up in it.
Oh, he's Australian. Yeah.
But he...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I know he wouldn't have been probably contending for a podium. Although Norris came fourth, actually. But...
I remember what happened.
I still actually don't know what the incident was, even now.
Antonelli messed up the start again.
Yes.
And got kind of swamped.
Again, I'm watching it on my phone, and yeah.
And he also... Yeah, he just got kind of swamped. I think, we had a Leclerc-Hamilton 1-2.
Yeah, and then Russell got involved, battling Antonelli.
Yeah.
Looks like Verstappen got past... Well, he got up to the back of Hadjar.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of team orders going on there.
Well, I think Hadjar pretty quickly got away.
Yeah.
Verstappen looked like he had a pretty rough start compared to Norris.
Actually, Piastri had a tangle with Lawson.
Oh, before the race even started, Hamilton moved ever so slightly.
Oh, yeah.
On the grid and got a 5-second penalty. He didn't jump the start. He just shuffled forwards by like a millimetre and then went when the lights went.
But then there's another case where Perez kind of rolled forward out the box and then caught it and he didn't get penalised. It was really weird.
I think that was before the start procedure had begun.
Oh, okay.
Whereas when Hamilton did it, the lights were on, ready to go out.
Oh, fair enough.
Still a bit harsh on Hamilton, but it is also kind of textbook letter of the law. You know, with such tight margins, that millimetre could make the difference.
And people would exploit it.
People would just do it if they found the tolerance.
Yeah. Behrman and Albon got tangled up.
I think Perez just punted somebody off the road, like pretty shamelessly, kind of. Yeah. I'm watching the replays now.
Oh yeah, Alonso.
Albon hit Behrman, as you say, and I think Albon came into the pits, and then they sent him back out again to do a few laps and serve his 10-second penalty for causing a collision, and then retired him.
Yeah.
Get some track running.
Yeah, Verstappen was still complaining about his car, which he's almost doing as much as Hamilton did a few years ago. Oh, Antonelli, started actually climbing up. He got past Hamilton. I think we had the weird offset pit stops again, where some cars stopped early because their tyres were graining and others didn't. And
yeah, we had the rare Hamilton radio call.
Yeah.
Where he was complaining about his tyres, and they said box, and he came in and said, "My tyres are still good."
Yes.
Which is like, again, if you showed a clip of Hamilton driving a Ferrari saying my tyres are good to someone in 2018, they'd think it was like faked.
Yeah.
I was going to say AI, but it didn't exist back then.
But there again, if you said, "Oh, there's a radio where he complained about his tyres," and they said box.
They probably still.
They probably my tyres are still good. They would say, "Well, it could be any time in the last 20 years."
Or they'd say he's still racing in 2025, 6.
Yeah. It could be any time. He's kind of.
Yeah. Well, any driver as well. They all do it.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, Antonelli was worried about being undercut. I think it was the end of it that got really exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah. It settled out into the tyre offset strategy battle, which never really pays off as much as people think it will.
Well, no, because hundredths of a second, or even tenths of a second, isn't enough to actually get an overtake then. It'll bring you up to the back, but it won't get you past them.
But Hamilton was quite far back at one point. He was behind, like, Verstappen and Russell.
Yeah, they use computers to work out when you're going to come out into some free air.
And there was that weird moment where Verstappen sort of dived to defend from Russell, was defending super aggressively, and then just pulled straight into the pits.
And then Russell did the same to him later.
Yeah. Just a bit. I think they're just kind of winding each other up.
I don't think there's any love lost there at all.
No.
Hulkenberg retired, leading to a virtual safety car.
Oh, did you just pull over?
Yeah, just parked the car up.
And then...
Lap 39.
Lap 48. Although at that point, has Antonelli had his whole saga? No, so I'm trying to see the order of events.
Yeah,
because again, the last 20 laps got a bit hectic. So Antonelli slowed down.
Antonelli said something's broken. He was up to 3.1 seconds behind Leclerc, and the general opinion on all the chatter is that if he'd carried on his race, he would have overtaken.
Yeah.
But then he complained about something being broken. He came into the pits for a new nose cone and tyres, and then he went back out.
It was quite hard to tell what was wrong.
Yeah, they eventually figured out... I don't even know what the wheel shield is on the left-hand side.
Or did it come off and get stuck somewhere? I think it did.
Yeah, it kind of broke and got jammed and messed up the aero down the left-hand side.
I'll have a look at some images if I can.
And then he came in for a second pit stop where I think they just ripped it off, physically off his car. Yes. And he was struggling, but he went back out. I think he was like by this point it was pure recovery. It was like 9th or 10th. Get a couple of points.
So the wheel shield looks like it's a little bit of like carbon fibre that goes over the brakes on the inside.
Yeah, that looks like it. Yeah, on the left.
But I think it came out and got wedged in his suspension and messed up his aero.
Yeah.
So it was a big... Like, he obviously felt something go. And the aero go weird, and he might have thought suspension damage or something.
Yeah.
And so he slowed down. Pitted twice, I think, as you said.
Yeah, he pitted once, and they put a new nose cone on, and a new tyres, and he went back out and said it's still bad. And by this point, I think Antonelli was actually a bit hot-headed coming in that soon. I think they should have done a couple more laps to try and diagnose it.
Again, yeah, that's especially because it was still drivable.
Yeah,
you do have to think if it was Russell who was doing that, he probably would have gone, something's weird, check the data, check the cameras.
And they probably would have got some engineers hanging off the pit wall as it went by, and he'd have come right over to the side, going a bit slower.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the nose cone change is a good way to lose 30-odd seconds in total, isn't it?
Yeah, and they didn't need to do it, ultimately.
No.
Because then you box, probably put softs on just to get a bit of pace, because you might as well while you're there. Rip the wheel shield off and go.
Yeah, and it dropped him all the way down to 10th in the end.
And then it's also like he did a load of track limits violations. He went off the track a bunch.
Yeah, and he was complaining about that. He got a 5-second penalty, and he was like, "But that's for performance, not for for damage."
Hamilton cut a load of corners, but his brakes gave up a year ago in Singapore.
Yeah,
and he still got done for that, so it is consistent.
And also, you know, if I was the stewards, I'd say, okay, then we'll give you a 5-second penalty for driving a car in an unsafe condition.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah,
you can have your car is either safe and you're willfully not driving it on the track, or if your car is unsafe to the point that you can't keep it on the track, it's a technical flag, black and orange.
So yeah,
pick your penalty.
So there's lap 45. Antonelli down in 10th. Leclerc had 20 seconds over Hamilton.
Easy Ferrari 1-2.
Russell bringing up the rear. And then, and we'll talk about this after the race, lap 48, at Stowe, I couldn't keep watching the replay. It was a complete lock-up from Verstappen and into the gravel.
Yeah.
And we just tried for the corner and the back end went.
Yeah.
And he just absolutely could not. Actually, he didn't hit anything. I'm not quite sure why he got out of the car and didn't try to just drive it out of there.
Well, I think fed up as well.
Yeah.
He might have tried to and seen it was beached, because if the wheels spin up, they dig themselves a hole.
Yeah.
And that's it, you can't move.
So they had to throw wave double yellows. And then they put out a safety car.
Yeah.
Now, both Ferrari came in for softs for the last final shootout. It was lap 50 out of, what am I going to say, 57, 56?
Yeah. 57.
57, that was a good guess. And Russell stayed out on his tyres, which is a kind of replay of 2021 and the Mercedes strategy.
Yes.
But it came out differently this time, and now I kind of see it. It kind of informed what happened in 2021, because they had to unlap all the lapped cars by getting them to overtake the safety car and go round to the back. And then they had to run another lap, and then they finished the race under the safety car.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's so much that 2021 was the wrong choice. I think they might be looking at the whole safety car rules, because it was really such a flat ending to the race.
Yeah.
It meant that George Russell inherited second because he stayed out. I mean, for what it's worth, I think Ferrari made the right call, because there was an easy 50-50 chance that Hamilton on new softs would have a go at Russell on old mediums.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've never understood, why can't they say, actually, even while they're going round under the safety car, they're professional drivers. Can't they just quietly overtake the lapped cars?
What, to have lapped them again?
Or to send them to the back of the train, just to rearrange the train in the correct order.
But are they all on the same lap then?
Oh, you think they've got to go around to...
Well, because otherwise the cars at the back will have used less fuel. And if you've got... It obviously wouldn't matter much if it was like a Haas. But if someone like Verstappen had been lapped, he then just shuffles to his position, but he's got a lap of extra fuel over everybody else.
Entire life, yeah.
Suddenly, that doesn't seem fair.
I think the thing is as well, that whole complete other lap. They were saying, with the way it is, once the first lap car's caught up to the back of the snake, bring the safety car in, because...
Well, they don't... Firstly of all, the lapped cars don't have to catch the back of the safety car for the race to resume, because by the time they let the lap cars unlap, the track is obviously safe because they're going at full pace. But by the time, the safety cars come in and the leader's done the whole starting thing, they're going to be well out of the way.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
The other thing is, technically, I think they don't have to let the lapped cars overtake. They can just leave them in the positions they were, as long as they're in the order that they were on the track when the safety car was called. So, like, let's say you've got Hamilton first, and then Perez, who's been lapped, would be second on the track. Race begins, but Perez isn't going to race. He's going to have to get out of the way of the third place guy.
He's going to get blue flagged.
So it all shakes itself out, and you get the safety car in sooner.
Oh, did you hear?
Yeah.
Before we get into all the politics about safety cars, Carlos Sainz unlocked a new penalty from the stewards that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
He incorrectly unlapped himself in the safety car. And I think it was just a team communication problem, because I think he was lapped, but then he got unlapped because the people who had lapped him came in for pit stops and he inadvertently overtook them.
I thought, it was that, or that he pitted and unlapped himself by getting out ahead of the safety car.
Yeah.
Because he pitted as soon as the message came up, and then joined the back of the pack, and then unlapped himself again, which technically should have made him first.
Yeah, but then they gave him a penalty lap as the punishment.
The one lap penalty.
Yeah.
Which is quite funny, because if a top driver did that, they'd go from like first or second to like 11th.
Here we go. Carlos Sainz became the first Formula 1 driver penalised with a lap added to his final classification after incorrectly unlapping himself during the late safety car period at Silverstone. He crossed the line in 12th but was demoted to 17th.
Oh, I need to change my spreadsheet then.
The penalty was traced back to car 55 status at the safety car line 1 and safety line 2 during the pit stop sequence. Although Sainz's Williams was lapped at safety car line 1 entering the pit lane, Silverstone's specific track and pit lane configuration meant the car had been temporarily unlapped by the time it crossed the line at the end of the same lap. Crossing the safety car line 2 a second time after the safety car had been deployed. God, some days I can look at it and go, oh, I understand that. Days like today, I'm like, huh?
I know, I can understand it just about.
Yeah.
Point is, it is a bit of a funny penalty, really.
Yeah, and it's like, new penalty unlocked, like you're playing a computer game.
Well, there's no rules on what the stewards can do in terms of penalties.
No.
It's effectively all at their discretion, and obviously they try to do standard things like 4 track limits violations, and the next one after that you get 5.
You're not right, because they've actually issued guidelines that the stewards follow.
Yes.
I mean, they don't have to follow them, like last year in Monaco, where Russell was like, oh, I'll take the penalty on board, and went straight across, and they went, okay, take this, and hit him with a bigger penalty.
Yeah, 20 seconds, I think, or a stop-go.
I think it was a stop-go, yeah, or a drive-through.
Yeah. But that's what I was saying. It's not set in the rules, they follow guidelines.
Yeah. So, and then the FIA made a horrible mistake in that on that 56 they said, "Oh, safety car coming in," and everybody in the grandstand was like, "Game on!" And then they said, "Oh no, that was a software error. We're going to finish under the safety car."
Yeah.
Which is possibly the worst way to end a race. Not just ending it under the safety car, which has to be done, but to tell people you're going to have a one-lap shootout, Hamilton versus Russell versus Leclerc, with Lando Norris behind them at the British Grand Prix.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, Lindblad was down in 7th. I mean, you've got 4 of the 5 British drivers in the top 10.
Damn,
Soft
we just
tyres.
needed Leclerc to bin it into the wall, and we'd have had an all-British podium.
Again.
But in Britain, I mean, they'd have declared a holiday.
Yeah.
Maybe, well, probably not, actually.
And then they said, "Oh no, actually, that's not going to happen."
I think when it comes to software error, I think someone pressed the button at the wrong time and had to repress it.
I don't buy that, because, I mean, are they saying the software accidentally said all of its own idea that the safety car was ending?
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's not how software works. Software does what you tell it to.
I think they've kind of got a bit too scared of Abu Dhabi 21 situation, almost.
Yeah.
Because I think someone was like, "Oh, we're ready to go, let's have a one-lap shootout." And someone else probably went, "Well, let's play it as safe as possible."
Actually,
yeah.
It's, but then it was, I mean, I think the thing with 2021, I've realised it now, that it wasn't Abu Dhabi. It was Hamilton not pressing the magic button in Baku. It was the big accident at Silverstone and whether he should have got a penalty. It was the bizarre not a race but half points in Belgium. And Abu Dhabi, none of it was right.
Well, yes. But we could sit here and talk for 6 hours about that season in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'm saying is it wasn't just that one.
But that was, at the time,
yeah.
Michael Massey bent the rules to make a race, and effectively that is what meant that Verstappen won the championship at that time.
That was the final point. But yeah, so we finished under the safety car, which again makes me kind of understand why he did it, because it was such a kind of,
But it's the safety car.
Yeah.
Because at what point do you say, "Oh, we've had all these laps under yellow flags and it's getting boring, let's just lift the yellows even though there's still marshals on the track," because it's racing. Fine. I think it's one of those things where
I think if they got Verstappen's car clear and they got machinery off the track, like we said, they could have got the cars unlapped or not unlapped them and then just put the hammer down and gone racing, because there'd be no danger then.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, enough politics. Charles Leclerc won.
He did. Which is, again, it's Ferrari's second win in 3 races.
Yeah, and Hamilton was third, so actually, where are my standings? Yeah, I mean, they're less than 100 points behind Mercedes. That's not...
Well, they're about as close to Mercedes as they are to McLaren.
Yeah.
It's 78 points.
But, I mean, 8 podiums and 2 wins is...
Well, that's 3 race wins, if we're talking in that way. But actually, a perfect weekend for a team is 44 points.
Yeah.
That's 2 of those, and they're leading the World Constructors.
Yeah. I mean, it's still all to play for.
Like, Mercedes are not having an easy, dominant season, are they?
No. I'm talking of Mercedes. Antonelli then, as you say, picked up a 5-second penalty, but because they finished under the safety car, that dropped him to 15th, where he could have been 1 or 2 points for 9th or 10th.
Which is quite rough in some ways.
But there again, George Russell lucked into a 2nd place, so...
His experience again, because I think...
But also safety cars are a bit of a roll of the dice.
Yeah, because again, Hamilton should have been 2nd probably, but because he boxed, expecting a last lap shootout, which again was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
It just didn't pay off this time.
But I mean, a podium in front of his home crowd.
Yeah.
Let's run through it quickly. Leclerc, Russell, Hamilton on the podium.
I don't know if Russell's had much success at Silverstone in the past. It's got to be pretty good for him as well.
Yeah, Russell's highest previous was 5th, so that's brilliant for him.
Wow, cool.
Norris, having a quiet race, just turned up in 4th, somehow.
As you do. I think, he's very calm and consistent, is Norris.
Well, it's like we said, about Russell last time, that driving at 80% of capacity, managing the tyres, keeping it consistent is what's actually winning modern races.
Yeah.
Hadjar 5th, which is great, even without Verstappen spearing it off.
Well, we missed Verstappen, Antonelli, and who else? Piastri got his nose knocked off.
Yeah,
so that ended up being kind of best of the rest.
Yeah, but again, he didn't get in trouble.
Yeah, true. So he gets the points.
And then the 2 Racing Bulls, like you say, really just actually wrapping up points.
Yeah,
and Bortoletto in 8th.
Yeah, again, I don't know how he did that, really. He just had a very quiet race.
Oh, yeah, go the 2... I'm going to run into problems here. 2 South Americans? Bortoletto and Colapinto?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Who was it? Was it?
It's Marco.
Marco got in trouble for going, oh, yeah, Mexicans or Central Americans.
Well, no, he said that, firstly of all, he said, oh, Perez is a bit emotional. You know what these South Americans are like.
Oh, it's the other way around, yeah.
Which is, to start with, racist stereotyping. And also wrong, because Mexico is in Central America, not South America.
Yeah. Any time you say, this person has that attribute because they are part of this racial group, just self-censor and keep your mouth shut.
So it's also like saying, oh, Leclerc's getting emotional. You know what these Eastern Europeans are like.
Yeah.
Which is just like, not quite.
It's like everything about that is wrong.
Yeah. But that is good for South America.
Yeah, we're being careful here. And then Gasly bringing points home for the last Alpine.
But again, it's the 2 Alpines and RBs scoring points.
And an Audi.
Yeah.
And like I say, when you have a race where the top 8 don't all get in the points, you've got to hoover up what you can.
Yeah. And Audi are now only 5 points off Williams.
Yeah, I think the midfield, I don't think it's stratified out into 4 groups. I think the midfield is still all to play for.
Yeah, because some good... even one really good race from Audi, if he got a podium or something, it would shoot him up past Haas almost.
Okay, so Gasly's on 42. I suppose Ocon's down on 3, which is pretty bad.
But you think that whole group... Well, I think certainly Gasly down to Colapinto.
Yeah.
That is a battle.
Yeah. Which is like 1 Alpine, 1 Haas, and the 2 Racing Bulls and the 2 Alpines, yeah.
But with development, we could see the Williamses or the Audi suddenly come alive. Or even the Aston Martin, who are supposed to be bringing like an entirely new car at some point.
Yeah, I saw interviews with Adrian Newey, and he wasn't too downhearted. I think we talked about this last time, didn't we?
Well, yeah, it's been a bit of a developing narrative, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but yeah, he's going to bring like a couple of seconds.
Yeah, 2 seconds, they said.
So, while we get into the mad rumours...
Yes.
Have you heard about Pato Award?
Yeah.
So Pato Award is a McLaren development driver. I think he's their official reserve driver. He's done 5 FP1 stand-in sessions to get used to it.
Yeah.
And he's sat down with a perfectly friendly conversation with Zach Brown and said, please would you fire me?
Yeah.
And he's done 5 FP1s. I don't know has he done one this year? I think he has. I'm not sure.
Well, let me have a look.
But he's definitely inside the system. And he's had 10 wins in IndyCar. And I actually looked into this because I was a bit like, why has somebody just actually said, I don't want to drive a Formula 1 car?
Yeah.
An IndyCar is turbocharged 2-litre V6s. It's open wheel, single-seater, open cockpit racing.
Well, they've got the aero screen.
Yeah.
Which is not quite open cockpit, but it's close enough.
Yeah, and they've got it's nearly a spec series. There's only 2 or 3 engine makers. There's Dallara make all the chassis that you just buy, so it's a lot less developmental than Formula One.
Yeah.
But I get the feeling it's a lot more kind of honest racing in a way, and I know I'm going to sound like an old white man in my 50s. Oh, wait a minute.
I wonder why.
Yeah. But, it's actually about the driver and the engine. I mean, okay, it's big ovals, and it's like the Indianapolis 500, so it's not like...
It's not all ovals. It is about a third ovals and 2/3 proper road tracks.
Yeah.
Like, they even have a race at Kota, I think.
Yeah. But it's just really interesting that somebody that, I would say that high up, to be honest, would not actually want...
I think it's good. It is good for IndyCar, isn't it?
Yeah.
For him to actually publicly say... Because I think if a lot of IndyCar drivers got an offer, they'd probably jump. Like Colton Herta.
Yeah.
He's famously kind of angling for F1. He's doing F2 this year, actually, and he's got a deal with Cadillac, I think.
Yeah, I think the other thing is that, like, McLaren have got Piastri and Norris locked in until, I'm going to say end of 2028, 29?
Yeah, something like that.
But then we've both been hearing clickbaity. I've heard basically, the ink's nearly dry. Kind of discussions about Verstappen straight swap with Piastri. Piastri to Red Bull, Verstappen into McLaren.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of that.
As I said last time we heard it, what happens to their fairness and swap places and everything else that McLaren... Verstappen doesn't sound to me like the kind of driver that Stella and Zach Brown would get on with.
No, I don't think so. It doesn't seem like it makes sense as a move, because I also don't think that if I'm in charge of McLaren, I'm not sure I'd want Verstappen. I know he's very, very good, but I wonder about the sort of damage that he would do mentally to Norris.
Well, like I say, it's not the team mentality.
Yeah.
While we're on, sorry, my brain's gone. While we're on McLaren rumours, apparently Mercedes found almost like a cheat code.
Yeah.
To unlock a full 350 kilowatts of power, I think at the end of a qualifying lap.
Uh-huh.
So they could go over the start-finish line just all out.
Yeah.
And now McLaren are saying, but we're their customers. Why have they got access to things on the engine that we can't have?
Yeah.
And I think they're actually going over their contract and saying, well, how fair is this?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's right on the edge of what's legal and fair, which is where F1 operates, but...
Yeah.
I think the other thing I really find interesting is kind of coming off the back of the Pato Award thing. That crash by Verstappen.
Yes.
It was lap 48 of the race.
Yeah.
I really can't go back and look it up, but he was 5th or 6th, around there. Between 4th and 6th, let's say.
I'm looking. Oh, got to watch
I'll
it.
carry on. He wasn't wheel-to-wheel racing. He wasn't oh my god, if you put in 10 push laps, you could be on the podium.
Yeah. And
the car snapped out.
Yeah.
I mean, you say yeah, but that's really odd.
Well, that's because I know why it happened.
Well, there were rumours. I don't think it's a definite why. They're talking about the aero being very unstable.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a possibility the rear wing didn't shut properly after the active aero.
So what I've heard is that it's an attachment issue.
Yeah.
He was running third, actually.
Oh, wow.
But I think that was after Antonelli had dropped back, and I think there might have been... Oh no, there weren't pit stops still to be had, actually, so he should have been on the podium.
Yeah.
But apparently it's because of the way that... I haven't looked into it properly, but the way that the wing flips back round
Yeah.
is opposite to the way that Ferrari do it.
Yeah, Ferrari go anti-clockwise to close, and
Red Bull.
Red Bull go clockwise.
And what happens is that the air doesn't reattach in time sometimes on the Red Bull's wing.
Yeah.
So it closes as Verstappen brakes and turns in, but he hasn't got the rear downforce fully engaged yet, and he spins out.
Yeah.
And that's what happened in Austria, and I think it's what happened in Britain as well.
And I think as well, there's also, I've heard rumours that the cars are so kind of fragile in their aero. That's possibly what happened to Piastri in Australia. So again, that was really weird. It was a situation where, you've got, including reserve drivers, you've got the 30 or 40 best drivers in the world.
Yeah.
And again, Piastri on the formation lap and Verstappen coming in the last 10 laps of the British Grand Prix. He's not under pressure. You can allow somebody like Leclerc stuffing it on the final lap of Q3 anywhere, because that's where you are going beyond the limit.
Yeah.
But these kind of accidents where they are just under no pushing. Stress.
Yeah.
It's just... And actually, again, Verstappen's been in the business at least 10 years. He knows what to say. Do you know what he said after the race?
He said once is, excusable, but twice is unforgivable.
He also said that was dangerous.
Yeah.
And that's
that's almost a dog whistle.
Yeah.
Code word to the FIA.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear that said by an experienced driver.
And now, I think the FIA are actually now investigating both of the wings for safety.
Yeah.
Which hopefully means that, well, I say hopefully as a Hamilton fan, but it should mean that Ferrari's wing is allowed because it attaches properly.
Yeah, there was rumours that maybe the Red Bull wing didn't shut completely or was a bit slow, but I think as well it's this idea that they are, if everything's perfect, they will reattach and get downforce a fraction of a second before the corner.
Yeah.
If one tiny thing goes wrong, like a gust, like a bit of gravel, anything, a tiny bit of friction, it just won't.
Yes.
Oh, also, George Russell had a row with Toto Wolff, again about dog whistling.
Yeah.
Because Russell said, we were slow on the straights.
Oh yeah, on the radio afterwards, he said, we got to sort out this straight line speed. And I think, I don't know what Toto said, but he said I don't know what he said specifically, but he shut it down pretty aggressively. Yeah,
because if a driver says that, he's on the straight, he's just foot flat, and what he really means is the engine's not giving me enough power.
Yeah.
And if he's slow at the corners, it's well, sort your act out, you're the driver.
Yeah.
So,
I'm trying to look up the radio message, but ridiculous websites want me to pay.
Yeah.
He said all through the race we've got no straight line speed.
Yeah.
And he said any deployment, and the race engineers just said, it's nothing you're doing, just keep going. It won't tell me what the actual radio was. But
yeah, it's a bit weird.
There's also... That is a bit odd, because we've thought that Mercedes have one of the best engines.
Yeah.
Because they were good at power... They were good at Austria.
Yeah.
So it's a very strange technical situation.
I think it is Russell just complaining where he's actually... Antonelli basically could have won that if his car hadn't broken.
Which also, another Mercedes reliability issue.
To be honest, without reliability, it would have been Russell, Leclerc... No, sorry. It would have been Antonelli, Leclerc, Verstappen, probably Lewis, and then Russell in fifth.
Yeah.
So he kind of lucked into second and then complained the car wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, so I can understand why Toto would be a bit miffed.
Well, because his other driver was making it go faster than anybody else, so...
Yeah. There is kind of tension at Mercedes, I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, Russell is still 54, still 25 points behind Antonelli, even with his kind of a bit of a resurgence of like a first and a second.
Which also happens to just be Antonelli's downfall, since he got a DNF in Spain. Like, in Spain he DNF'd, and Russell got that podium. In Austria, Russell was just faster.
Yeah.
In all fairness, Russell was actually the best driver that day.
Yeah.
And in this race, again, it was pure luck that Antonelli scored no points while Russell did.
Yeah.
So in the last 3 races, he's gained 30 odd points on him at least.
Yeah.
Through kind of no fault of Antonelli's, really.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how it kind of all shakes out, really.
Yeah.
I think we probably rabbited on quite a lot, but it was the British Grand Prix and a lot did happen.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff's happened outside.
Yeah. So we've got Belgium next weekend. Another old school, been there forever type of track.
Proper, yeah. I like Belgium.
Yeah, everybody likes Belgium.
I think it's going to a rotating schedule next year.
Yeah, every other year. I think we're not going to see it now until 2028.
Which is a shame.
It's the eternal problem with Formula One that it's an old European sport that's now attracting like America and the Far East and Asia. And, there's probably about 30 or 40 tracks that want it, so...
Well, they've got to kill some of their European darlings, I think.
I think Hungaroring should be, but I don't know what the track is.
Do we need 2 races in Spain now? And Hungary, Netherlands, and...
I think Netherlands is going, isn't it?
Yeah. But again, you could do a rotating cast with all of those, like Spain, the Netherlands, Hungary. You could put those 3 on a rotating basis. You've got to keep Monaco, Spa, Britain, for example.
Probably Japan and Australia, I would say.
Monza too.
Yeah.
But there's some tracks I think they should be designated like heritage tracks that you just got to keep.
Yeah.
And then rotate out. You could have like a Middle East pool and an Asia pool and if you did that, you might make space for like some African races or
they keep talking about
or South American ones.
Well, we've got Brazil, but yeah.
I think it's just Brazil and South America, though, isn't it?
And Mexico.
Sure.
Yes. I think the correct response is okay, Marco.
Yes, Marco. Time to take your pills and go to bed, Marco.
Yeah.
He's like 90.
Yeah, I think he's actually retired now.
Good.
So, Belgium is coming up. Then we've got Belgium and Hungary as a double header, then we're into the break.
Hamilton likes Hungary a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's not bad. Well, he's not bad anywhere, is he? But Belgium's going to be a big power circuit and more of a traditional one.
Yeah.
So I think that'll probably be business as usual, to be honest.
Can I tell you one more statistic?
Yep.
This was Lewis Hamilton's 207th podium. In all of Formula One, there have been 12 drivers who have completed 207 or more races.
Is it really only 12? That feels very low.
Oh yeah. Hulkenberg's bottom of that list with 208.
So, who else? Do you have the race there?
No, I don't.
But I'm guessing we're going to see like...
Barrichello,
Schumacher, Barrichello, Button, Raikkonen, Alonso, Hamilton...
Hulkenberg.
Okay, Grand Prix number. So, you've got Massa, Perez, Vettel as well.
Raikkonen, Hamilton, Alonso, Raikkonen, Vettel, Perez, Schumacher, Button, Massa, Barrichello, Bottas, somebody, and Hulkenberg.
How many podiums did you say?
He's got 207.
Because in terms of 207, you actually have to go all the way back down to 21, because Andrea De Cesaris entered 208 races.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to look at podiums. Oh, yeah. Hamilton only has 207.
Only two. I mean,
There's still 20 odd drivers that he's...
I think I looked it up, and Hamilton has raced in a third of all races that Formula One's been around.
He's probably won about like a tenth of all the races that have ever been held.
Yeah, easily.
Because we're I think well over 1,000 now.
Actually, yeah, probably 8 or 9%. Anyway,
Still.
I've got a feeling this is a very long episode.
Yes.
And we could actually spend the next hour talking about really obscure statistics.
I could spend more than an hour. I should go on Mastermind one day.
207 podiums for Hamilton.
And counting.
And counting. I mean,
He broke the record for the most podiums ever at the British Grand Prix.
Yeah?
Beating Lewis Hamilton's previous record of 206.
Yeah. No, I mean, podiums at the British Grand Prix is like 12 out of 20, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I was saying, like, every time Hamilton does anything, he breaks the record for the most something set by him the last time.
Actually, what we need is Verstappen to complete another 10 years, because all those stupid records, like most races at a track, are Hamilton, Schumacher, Schumacher, Hamilton, Hamilton, Schumacher.
Yeah.
You know, another 10 years, if he stays in the sport, it would be Verstappen as well, I think. Anyway, yes, this has been the British Grand Prix with me, Graham Miller.
Yeah.
Who writes murder mysteries under Graham H. Miller, and Toby, who's also known as Official Tibby on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. We'll be back, hopefully, after the Belgian Grand Prix. We're just looking at our schedules. I think we can manage that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, and goodbye.
Bye.